viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another episode of Wrecked and Tangled. This is where I show the behind the scenes of my feeble attempts at learning A.C.B.A. This was from a setup I did in hall number 34, the same hall that the first episode of Wrecked and Tangled showed the Toy Biz Electra, and this was part 3 of a 3-part setup with Vision and Blob. In the panel, we first have Blob going to step on Vision, and he's in the middle of fighting the Avengers. I'll show that picture now. And that was a pretty challenging setup. I had to use some sticky tack on Blob's head so that I could get him to look down. If anybody owns that figure, you'd know that his head, it can only swivel. There's no ball joint for him to look up and down on. So I had to get creative. I got the idea from John Connor when he did a shot of Blob. I think he was grabbing Spider-Man and like smashing him up against a wall or something like that. I think that was the shot. I couldn't remember if that was that one or him looking in the fridge. But it was a great shot and really expanded the idea of what you could do with this very limited figure. So that was also challenging to get him in a pose balanced on one leg. He's extremely heavy, top heavy, and get him to balance in a natural way, and having him also trying to step on Vision, and in the shot he's got his arms up, or his left arm is up. So that was and trying to get the biggest problem I had was that the head kept falling off the figure, and also trying to get the cutout angled correctly so that you could actually read it was very difficult. I had it on a twist tie with some sticky tack, and the twist tie, the twist tie was stuck into the sticky tack that was holding his head up, so it was kind of curved over his head. That actually, I experimented with that and I had too many problems, so I ended up going back to my original idea of having the sticky tack on the back of the cutout and then stuck into his head. So anyway, and then the second picture I've got, which I'll show here. So in that second shot, we've got Vision. I've got the phasing Vision buried in the rocks, and that's how he looks in the panel, where Blob is getting ready to step on him, and he's actually crushing rocks because Vision is phasing, and so Blob is just stepping on rocks and they're crushing, and then Vision taunts him and tells him that he can't be hurt that way. And then in this final shot, which you're seeing now, you see Vision basically materializes standing and then blasts him with his solar jewel. Now in the panel they show him shooting the ray of energy out of his eyes, and when he's actually supposed to be shooting it from the jewel. But sometimes the artist isn't always 100% familiar on how the figure is supposed to be, or how the character is supposed to behave. So I just went with that, and it was a lot easier because it would have been damn near impossible to get that. What that is a if you go back and look at my flight stand tutorial, you'll see the flags, construction flags that I got to use for flight stands, and the flags are a little bit narrower than the insulation hangers, and I didn't have any of the real skinny skewers, which actually this is skinnier material than a kebab skewer would be. Sorry, dogs bark at everything. Anyway, so I went ahead and painted it red, and then when I initially stuck it on there, it had a blunt end on it, and it just looked like he had a broomstick stuck in his face. So I went ahead and grabbed my Dremel and dremeled a sharp point on it, so it looked like it was coming to a point coming from his eye. So that turned out much better, and then I just painted over the sharp edge. And for the cutouts, I've been following Bob the Odd's suggestion of putting packing tape on the back of the paper and then cutting out the cutout with the packing tape, and that's been so much easier to deal with. Plus the sticky tack attaches to the packing tape surface really well, and also it keeps the cutout from, I've had to bend this cutout quite a bit to try to get it positioned in the right way so that you could actually read it. And it's probably not coming into focus all that well right now. And basically, I'm going to move the camera on the tripod for a minute so you can see. So that's what's going on here. The cutout is on a twist tie. So there's sticky tack going into the twist tie, and actually the twist tie is going into his arm, into his shoulder, and coming out, and then the sticky tack goes from the back of the cutout to the twist tie, and then I had to use a little bit more sticky tack to keep it in place every time I moved it. And then the rod is balanced on, or stuck into some sticky tack that's stuck into his the peg where his head goes. So hopefully you can see that. I'll try to get it from the back here. There you go. So basically it's just the camera angle is making it appear as if the beam is attached to the cutout, but it's just how you manipulate the camera to make it look like they're one when actually the cutout is about 2 inches away from the rod. So I think it worked out pretty well. Ferro Black made the suggestion of cutting out more of the cutout, and to be honest, I didn't really want to go through the pain of doing that, and plus I needed more. I was concerned about the sticky tack showing up if I were to remove more of the cutout. I needed to be able to hide the twist tie and the sticky tack that's holding everything together. So initially I was going to just use the picture like this, and then a couple of my friends, David Walton and Pharaoh Black, and also my friend Alan Alvarez, who's Poopy Head Alan on YouTube, made the suggestion that I crop it, so in the final shot it looks more like this, but there's actually more of, because I'm shooting in widescreen now, it's not going to show up as well. Vision is kind of getting cut off out of there, but the picture I finally went with, it's got the end, because the panel, the speech bubble gets cut out of the panel of the page there. It's got that hard surface, so probably was a really good, it was a very good suggestion. I'm glad I went with it, because it looks kind of odd just sticking out like that, being it squared. I think if I had managed to make my own speech bubble and rounded the edge, it might have looked a lot more normal, and then I would have just need to clean up the side here so it wasn't quite a straight edge. So anyway, that was it, and I just have some blue construction paper, poster board paper on the back there, and trees which you couldn't even see in the shot. Basically I just left them in the setup because of the previous pictures I took, where you could see them, and also on the previous pictures I had to tilt the camera on the tripod on the opposite direction, going more vertical than horizontal, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see vision in the shot, because Blob is so tall. So hopefully you guys got some good information out of this, and if you don't have a tripod, I would definitely suggest getting one. Even if you take pictures on your iPhone, a lot of people have shaky hands, and it makes a huge difference in the final outcome of your shots. Alright, so hopefully you guys liked the video, and please share with your friends, leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.